Radio Free Tatooine presents Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
Boshuda, fellow Holotable hustlers. You're tuned into Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast that's better than some and worse than others. I'm Sean, a.k.a. the other Sean, and sitting across the Holotable from me is Josh, a.k.a. the Golden Pop-Tart.
So it's the start of baseball season for me. So, like, if I start using some baseball jargon or going into any lingo on that side, I'm sorry. It just...
Spitting out sunflower seeds.
All hardcore. And by the way, ranch sunflower seeds are the best.
Best.
Guaranteed.
I've heard that. I am a shell off guy. I don't want to mess with the shell. Which I know that's baseball, kind of the point of it in baseball. Right? You know, it's you got time.
And this is Sandy Koufax that I'm coaching for. So like, we can't give him tobacco yet. I mean, we don't want him to get that lip in some problems at all at that age.
Big league chew, gateway chew kind of thing.
Right?
Maybe.
You know?
I don't know. Yeah. No, we're going to be talking a bit tonight about the new Temple Guard, as well as Lord Vader finally fixed, which is terrible news.
Right.
That and so much more on this jam-packed episode of Galactic War Report. But first, as you know, we have to celebrate some Blurf Days. We've got a few fun Blurf Days this week. On the 30th, as this show releases, we are celebrating Emphas Nest turning 7 years old.
Wow.
Oof. I don't really use her.
Yeah. I have been, actually, weirdly enough. So with Afra, I mean, just because it's just kind of in there as a tank, but
yeah,
I still, it's one of those characters that if it wasn't for the pack, I wouldn't have ever relicked her up, but like, it's a really cool kit. The fact that, I mean, back in the day,
good,
you
and she's
worried
plug
about
and
her.
play.
Yeah.
She's so plug and play, but I don't use it. I put her on my Jabba team on defense with her Datacron and thought, well, this is clever, isn't it? I have her at Relic 3, so no, it was not particularly clever because she's not using her Datacron at Relic level 3. And I don't want to relic her up for something that's going to go away pretty soon. So here we sit. On the 31st, we've got a double. It's a double banger. B2 Super Battle Droid and Dengar turning 9 years old. Oh my goodness.
That's a weird combo. What's the dealio? I mean, the deal?
You know, I was trying to think of that, and I don't know. Dengar I thought Dengar released as a raid currency character initially. I don't know. Nope. I can't place it. Wait, I was thinking when the Pit Raid came out, you got 3 characters. You had Gamorrean Guard, Jawa Engineer. Was it Dengar? Why would Super Battle... No, couldn't be. I don't know.
It's just weird how they don't really mesh, right? I mean, B2... I mean, now we're so into sync, I guess, with, like, each character set for the
every
next
move
piece,
they make
right?
makes sense. Yeah.
And then, like, hey, we're going to do a B2, and guess what? Dengar. They're just going in.
I say every move makes sense, but, like, you look at Conquest and, like, maybe Disguised Clone Trooper and Smee come out on the same day or something, you know?
True.
So, like, I mean, there's weirdness like that. But, that said, I'm pretty sure Super Battle Droid was a marquee, and Dengar, I think, went straight to a shop. So, I don't know. It was so long ago. That was 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
I could look it up. But we're on a roll, so I'm not gonna stop that. On the 1st of June, we are looking at Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, who is turning 8 years old. She's had a wild ride. Yeah. When she first came out, it seemed like a great kit, but she couldn't find a home. Then they gave her an Omicron, and she could single-handedly beat Darth Revan. Then Power Creep came along, and single-handedly beating Darth Revan became not important.
Yeah.
And particularly, I think Malgus changed that, where you're going to use a Malgus lead instead of a Revan lead. Then she kind of found a home in a couple places, and now she's like pretty darn good with Ahsoka, with Galactic Legend Ahsoka, because they made her Spectre. So she's great with Galactic Legend Ahsoka. She was good for a while there. She's bounced around with Rey, with Seer. She works. So kind of a journeyman, if you will. And I'm glad to see. I think she's in the best place she could be in on the Spectre team. She does really well there. And I think that Spectre team's kind of fun, too, in that it's not like so many of their teams that they released. Like, here are the 5 characters you will use, period.
Right.
No, they gave us there's 7 or 8 Spectre characters, and you can kind of, say, you know what? I don't need Ezra for this battle. We can save him to use on a Jedi team. So here, Hera, you get slotted in, whatever. Fulcrum, you get slotted in, whatever. And I like teams like that where you can customize them a little bit just by swapping in and out a couple characters. Very cool. Reminiscent of the original Phoenix team, where there were 6 of them. So who do you bench? Is it Ezra? Is it Chopper? Is it Zeb? Whatever.
It's nice because Leia is kind of similar too. Those last 2 you can adjust, and I don't know, it feels good. I mean, you look at now with Lord Vader, like he's got to be with his boys, and they got to be dirty. But like, I think that is kind of the challenge. It is nice to have a little bit of deciding what you want. And like you said, I mean, Ezra right now with Rey is just annoying.
Really annoying.
Right? Like,
and don't even get me started with Sana.
Right?
We will talk about Rey and Sana. That's coming up later for sure. That's in the notes. And then the only other one we have this week is on the 4th, Imperial TIE Bomber turning 5 years old. Really interesting ships, to the extent that a ship can be interesting. Because its AoE puts burn on all opponents, and it's unique, makes it so that when rebels have burn, like they can't assist or they can't gain turn meter or whatever, attack out of turn. It's a nice little utility piece that sometimes you forget about, and you're like, oh yeah, I could really mess up a profundity just by slapping a TIE bomber in my whatever fleet. It's kind of fun. All right, let's take a look at this week's upcoming in-game events, brought to you by swgohevents.com. For a complete list of past, present, and future events, swgohevents.com is a universe of info in a galaxy of heroes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There ain't much coming, because we're at the end of a month, and this is always what happens, is they don't release the calendar just yet in time for us to record an episode. So here's what we know. On the 30th, we've got Ghosts of Dathomir for your Night Sister Zombie and Spirit shards. On the 31st, we've got an Assault Battle Places of Power, as well as the Profundity Journey Guide is coming back, Stardust Transmission.
So real quick before you move on, I'm at 55 out of 85. So thank you for having this come back. But come on, I am 55 out of 85.
You know what you got to do. You know what you got to do.
I can't do it.
You got to pony
I just
up
can't
some purple.
do it.
Yeah. And on the 1st, we've got Smuggler's Run 2. Always happy to see that one. On the 2nd, we're looking at an Omega battle on Bespin. And that's all we got. Not like for the episode. We're not done with the episode. But that's all we got for events. So I'm sure more will come. You know, I mean, we've got a marquee coming for the Temple Guard. We've got the end of territory battle, so we'll have a lot of rewards rolling in and all that. But on the official calendar, it's looking kind of sparse. All right, before we dive into this week's top stories, I want to give a quick shout out to our fantastic Patreon supporters. If you enjoy what we do and you want to be a part of our exclusive community, head over to patreon.com/Galactic War Report. You can get VIP access to our Discord server, early access to episodes, and, of course, our weekly Doth Chat, where we chat with patrons each Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Your support keeps the lights on and the sandcrawlers running. Now then, punch it, Pop-Tart.
All right, so we had a couple updates, so we'll go with the easy one first. Master Qui-Gon, guess what? You're going to be accelerated. Great. A few more ponchos out in the world, most likely.
That's always a good thing, yeah.
Right, and so also, too, we got to see what the future focus datacrons are. And so we have one for Temple Guard, which makes total sense, because guess what? He's going to be, or she, is to be coming out here real soon. We have Director Krennic. I mean, we'll see how that works. I'm not sure if it's going to resurrect him to anything, but who knows, maybe. Now, Hermit Yoda, I almost said Hermit Crab for a moment, but...
Yes!
Looks like that one looks pretty spicy. Now, Darkseid Rey, Chief Nebbit on there as well. So, like, these look pretty fun. Have you had a chance to take a look at any of them yet, or no?
No, I haven't. I was just looking at Reddit as you were discussing that to see if I could find a link for it. Not surprised with Temple Guard.
Yeah, agreed.
Flashy new character. Dark Rey, really surprised with that. You take a powerful character on one of the most powerful teams and give her a focused datacron, see what happens.
I mean, that's amazing.
Interesting.
I mean, I was thinking about that as a whole, just kind of like, okay. I mean, as we're going through and preparing, I'm like, man, I just love Kylo. Like, he just deletes everything. And now, if all of a sudden you're going to make it even better, so she gets, looks like stats-wise, we don't know exactly everything, but another 140% critical damage, defense up 150, and more potency. So again, we don't know the main pieces to it, but again, it's kind of nice to kind of see, just to go through. Now, it looks like most of it's going to be 150 defense. Yeah. But still.
Well, I'm seeing a screenshot here of the Chief Nebbit one, and I actually really like what I'm seeing here. Is it going to be good? No idea. But the level 15 is at the start of battle if all other allies are Jawa, Queel, or IG-11. Then all allies gain the droid, Jawa, and scoundrel tag for the rest of the battle. Whenever Chief Nebbit taunts, he dispels it, grants taunt to IG-11 instead for 2 turns, and gains a bonus turn. And the other 2 characters, you know how focused datacrons always have other characters attached to them, the other 2 characters are IG-11 and Queel. So they're kind of forcing this IG-11, Queel, and 3 Jawas team, and I'm here for that. So IG-11, whenever he loses taunt, remove 50% turn meter from all enemies. And then the Queel one is whenever Queel damages an enemy with a special ability and the enemy doesn't have armor shred, inflict armor shred for the rest of the battle. Whenever Queel uses a basic and damages an enemy with armor shred, inflict expose for 2 turns on that enemy, which can't be resisted, and Queel gains protection up 50%, stacking for 2 turns. Now keep in mind, Queel and IG-11 are Jawas now.
Yeah.
So you're going to have Chief Nebbit.
Deaths, yeah.
But you're going to throw a scavenger on there, and you're going to have thermal detonators all day, baby. At the start of battle, Jawa allies gain 100% bonus protection until end of the encounter, and all enemies are inflicted with provoked for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. And whenever an enemy takes damage from a thermal det expiring, Jawas recover 5% health and protection, gain 5% turn meter, and there's an 80% chance that enemy is inflicted with another thermal detonator for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled, prevented, or resisted.
Wow.
I mean, I like that. Again, how effective... There's so much going on there. Like, Jawas on paper look like a fun team, but are terrible. So, mangling it into this is probably also terrible, but, yo. I like it.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, again, anytime that they can go through and give us something different, you know, give you a reason to kind of put more teams out there, because who knows? Maybe it's going to be great on defense, you know, or maybe it's going to be trash, but at least, guess what? It'd be kind of interesting to kind of see, so. Yeah,
I'm looking at some early analysis on Reddit is people say the Nebbit one's kind of trash. That's a bummer. I mean, you know, things that people are pointing out is you can get these and you don't have to take them to 15.
Yeah.
You know, like, get the good stuff. If the Nebbit thing doesn't really do that much, then whatever. But yeah, people are going nuts over the Rey one.
Yeah.
Now I see it all listed out here.
No, good doesn't.
Yeah, whenever an enemy takes a bonus turn, Darkside Rey takes a bonus turn. During this bonus turn, she deals 100% more damage. This bonus can't trigger this effect on enemies. She also gives bonuses to Sith Trooper. Whenever he crits an enemy, he gains 10% crit damage, defense penetration, and offense stacking. Yeah. Man. I like it.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
I'm going to go broke.
Are you?
I know it. Yep.
I wasn't sure. That was going to be my question for you. Was just, I know last time it was kind of like, you know, maybe, but...
Yeah. I mean, and all I did, I got the Dad Bod Boba one, and I took it to 15, but you look at the rest of my Datacron activity, and I've kind of suffered for it.
Yeah.
So, you know, how much... And I may, honestly... We've talked about this before. Like, with Conquest, at the end of the 3rd Conquest, you get the new character. If you get Max Crate every time. Maybe I don't shoot for Max Crate. Maybe I settle for second to last. How bad do I want Smee?
Yeah.
How bad do I want whoever comes next? And really, really go in on Datacrons. Wait a little longer for a Conquest character. It's a month, whatever. It's going to happen, you know? Wait a little longer for the Conquest character and get enough Datacron stuff to make these things work. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my philosophy in some ways. Like, I know I should go harder in Conquest, but
yeah, I
feel like I want to have as much Datacron as I can so when I just don't play Grand Arena, that I just have a lot of power that I didn't use. But normally, but still just having it to where I have more. And I mean, like, Jocasta knew it'd be great to have her doing well, but what is she going to do right now?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that.
I haven't used her for squat.
Yeah.
You know, it's an investment for the future for me.
So in like Shmi, it's great, but unless we're going to go through and have more, like, we're probably a little way away from actually having other pirates, depending on what happens with them, right? So I mean,
yeah,
it's okay for me right now, but when it was Darkside Rey, it was different. Like, it was going hardcore, you know, make sure that I'm getting everything done first try. But with these ones, I feel like we do get a chance to kind of just, you know, let it just ride for a little bit.
Yeah. Wow. That's fun stuff.
Yeah. So those are pieces that we have for the Datacrons, and it'd be interesting kind of see what we have. And now moving on to the next piece, for all of you Lord Vader people that are just going nuts. Relic and Nine, they're everything from their clones to the Lord Vaders. I bet you feel a little bit better because it wasn't going well. I mean, it wasn't going horrible, no. But on the other side to it, Lord Vader was still having troubles with Mon Mothma, which that just shouldn't happen, right?
Should not ever be a problem.
So, and then Mandos were still doing it for the reasons basically that when they get that turn meter train going, basically you're done. And that wasn't what's supposed to happen. So guess what? Last week we talked about it. There is a buff a-coming, but guess what? It's already here for Lord Vader. So what it really looks like, what they ended up doing was, they increased Scorch's Zeta, where it allows it basically to go through and start the encounter inflicting 2 stacks of damage over time for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, evaded, resisted. But what this does do, it means that it prevents basically that turn meter train going. And when that happens, it's not going to be a scenario where you can just take them out. And with the fact that people are putting so much into this, like, you don't want to be having it. But I guess, too, I was thinking about this for a moment, too. Like, if I'm using this on offense, I don't care about who it goes. If it's going to be that good on offense, too, why not go for it, But
yeah,
I think most people are going to think Lord Vader's going to be on defense. And if it's still getting beat by a non-GL counter, I mean, it makes sense. But
yeah, something needed to happen here, and if that is going to successfully shut down the unattended counters, then it's a great way to do it. You're not adding a Zeta that people have to apply or something. You're just adding it to one of the abilities that one of the characters already has, and I'd say that's not going to turn them into anything that they weren't supposed to be able to do. So
right.
I'm for it.
And when you look at like online right now for Insight, I mean, this is with it going on with this last round. I mean, Bo is at 41%. I mean, that's not wonderful by any means.
I was on that 59%
Were you?
Side of that equation.
So
I tried it once.
And then with Armor, it's at 37%. I mean, and then Mon Mothma is at 29%. So, I mean, it may have been. It's like a situation where it was working well for a moment, but it isn't now. And I mean, even with Kylo, with Darkseid Rey, it's at 63%. I mean, that still feels like it is going to be a pretty tough
Kylo,
team.
that would be unchanged. The Zeta is if there are no Galactic Legends.
True.
So, but that's a GL. A GL can beat a GL. That's not a concern,
And I mean, looks like the main counter on this is really going to be Leia. I mean, again, if you're using Leia to beat one of my teams on defense, then dang, I'll take it. Yeah, right?
Not anymore. You're using it for Lord Vader. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
So I guess for me, I can't wait until mine are all up and running. I know we got a little bit before that's going to happen, but I feel so excited about it. So hopefully all you folks that, went out there and whaled up, got all these guys where you need to go, you feel a little bit better about, Mr. Vader there. So,
and I mean, if only Leia beats it, then that's a pretty healthy team meta-wise, in my opinion. In fact, I think it's great because currently Leia isn't like super required for anything. Like, she's good at a lot of things, but it's not like she is the only counter to this one particular team. So making her that only counter to one particular team, you could do worse.
Definitely.
That's good.
My problem is I'm using her for Rey.
So, that's the thing. Is she's my backup for one particular team.
Yeah. So, and how the Rey's been, like, I mean, she's been.
I think
saucy.
honestly, the way Rey's been going, I'm looking at: do I Relic 9 my Starkiller? Yeah. Do I Relic 9 my Malicos? Do I just go nuts on that one team? Because Rey is just a nightmare, and I think that's it's going to be that way for a while. Let's talk for a second about this Sonostaros Datacron. Because Rey we'll get back to the news in a second, but just because it's killing me. So a Rey team always is going to have Ben Solo, right? And then who else do you use? Like Ezra makes a lot of sense right now. Slot 4, I think Baby Cal is still kind of the preferred. You could JTR it, but I think Baby Cal's preferred. And then slot 5 right now is Sana Starros with an exclamation point. She doesn't fit on the team at all, doesn't synergize with them at all, but her datacron. At the start of encounter, all allies gain, excluding summons, gain 100% max health, 50% max protection, and 25 speed for the rest of the encounter, and defense up for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled. And whenever she gains turn meter, all allies gain 25% offense stacking for 3 turns. There's more to it, but that's... You take that Rey team and you give them those start of the encounter bonuses, and that's why she's at a 52% hold rate right now in Grand Arena Championships. 52% of the time, you will lose when you attack Rey. And that's, that's crazy. It depends. There's some nuance there. Some people don't know what they're doing. There's going to be a skill is going to push that to a higher percentage of win, but not that much.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, where is it? I just had it open. Okay. The other thing is, people are talking about this Nebitcron. Get the level 3 boost. You don't have to take it up to 15. 15's insanely expensive. Level 3, at the start of encounter, the weakest ally gains 20% turn meter for every light side ally. Put that on a Rey team. Make Ezra your weakest. You are off to the races.
Yeah.
Now, that wouldn't be easy for me because I have a Relic 8 Ezra and a Relic 3 Baby Cal. But it could be done. And relicking up your Baby Cal isn't exactly a terrible idea. I mean, he's not required to be Relic 9 currently, but so there are some shenanigans there. And you look at anything that gives light side allies gain blah, blah, blah. And this Rey team is always going to abuse that.
It really is just such a... I mean, when you think about Galactic Legends, and I mean, the fact that Rey is always going to be a problem. For a little while, it wasn't with Starkiller, that type of stuff, but every time you play, you're gonna see that Rey.
Ezra came and messed it all up.
Oh, man.
We had it figured out.
It was so nice to be able to... I didn't have a special Starkiller team. I could always win that, but not anymore. Now you know it's going to be a battle, and I respect Rey a little bit more on that. I mean, not that.
Fortunately, I fought a Rey with no Ezra and no Sana today, so dodged a bullet or a blaster bolt, so to speak.
Not me. I wasn't lucky, but it worked out. So yeah, that is I think all we have left now is the Temple Guard. So why don't we dive into the kit here?
Yeah. And this is a cold read. I have not looked at this kit yet. I meant to. I was like, all day, I was like, man, I got to really study that so that I'll be an expert. Nope. We're learning together.
It's what we couldn't say. It's going to be its realistic reaction segment this time. So there you go.
It's exactly. All right. So Jedi Vanguard group. This is the tank for that. Let's see. Quick look, and doesn't look like a complicated kit at all. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay, it's got a GAC Omicron, but besides that, it's a pretty straightforward deal. All right. Basic is called Unbroken Blade. It's a double-bladed yellow lightsaber. I'm kind of in love with that. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict defense down for 2 turns. Once per turn, if it is Temple Guard's turn and they are taunting, attack again, which can't be countered. And if the target enemy has defense down, attack again, which can't be countered. Special 1 is called Fear Leads to Anger. Cooldown of 3. This is deal physical damage to all enemies and ability block them for 1 turn. Love to see that. For each enemy ability blocked, Jedi allies recover 5% health and protection. Jedi Vanguard allies recover double that amount. Cool. And special 2. Stoic Determination. Cooldown again of 3. Jedi Temple... I keep saying Jedi Temple Guard. He's just called Temple Guard. Gains critical avoidance up and taunts for 2 turns. And another target light side ally stealths for 3 turns. Remove 20% turn meter from all enemies. Nice. Curious what his potency looks like to see how effective that actually is, but seems good on paper. And then he has a unique. Patience. ... is a virtue. And this is Temple Guard has plus 10% crit avoidance and defense. For each relic level, Temple Guard gains an additional 5% crit avoidance and 10% defense. These values are doubled while Temple Guard has crit avoidance up. Okay, this guy sounds like a pain in the butt now.
Right.
At the start of battle, if all allies are Galactic Republic Jedi, Temple Guard gains taunt for 1 turn. And if all allies are Vanguards, all allies gain protection up 40% for the rest of the encounter, which persists through defeat and can't be dispelled or prevented. The first time each other Jedi Vanguard ally loses their protection, all of their protection, Temple Guard taunts and gains crit avoidance up for 2 turns. Cool. Seems straightforward defender. Really like it. I like the I taunt and give them stealth thing. So even if they got some tricks, like that seems pretty effective. Yeah. While in Grand Arena Championships and there are no allied Galactic Legends, Galactic Republic Jedi gain 50% defense, offense, and potency. If all allies are Vanguard, these values are doubled. At the start of battle, if all allies are Galactic Republic Jedi, Temple Guard gains critical avoidance up for 2 turns and inflicts captive on the weakest enemy, which can't be copied. Dispelled, evaded, prevented, resisted until the start of Temple Guard's 2nd turn. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, looking at some of the notes too, it's a pre-taunt. So that's wonderful. And I mean, really, when you go back to anything, like a pre-taunt is amazing.
Mm-hmm. There's only a handful in the game, right?
Right, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it looks like it's going to focus on crit avoidance up, defense down. I mean, it's interesting how, now we are having a lot more defensive style teams. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. And I do like the inspiration side to it. Like, they're just anonymous, right? So, and it looks like they said they're going to have a slight nod to Grand Inquisitor, as I guess he was originally a Temple Guard trainer. Yeah. I didn't realize that. That's cool. Yep. Someone's going to be like, you didn't know that? Come on. Like, do better.
Yeah. I like it. It's cool. I am always shocked when a new character comes out and we can get through the kit that fast and it just makes sense and it still seems good. Mm-hmm. More characters like that, please. Agreed. In fact, take some of these other characters and squash them into that because it's too much. Yeah. Very, very cool. I think I've seen it pointed out a couple times before, but I have to echo the sentiment because it bothers me that they're calling this this faction Jedi Vanguards.
Yeah.
Because Vanguard, I know it has the word guard in it, so it sounds like they're protectors, but Vanguard does not mean protector at all. It means like on the forefront of like discovery, like trailblazer kind of thing. And it just bothers me as a I don't know, weirdo that
I like that.
I'm just gonna have to use the word Vanguard kind of incorrectly from now on in my life. You know?
I think it's the expression like I like to be ignorant. So then to me it's just a name. So then just how the difference it is for some. I was actually talking about that with my wife, and
I can't turn that stuff off.
Like, I mean, just to be like, I don't know, it works for me.
Yeah. Yeah, cool kit. I mean, it looks good. The animations look good. Kit design, love it. I mean, this team, it's all gonna work around Mace, so it's hard, always hard to say how it's gonna be until you get all the pieces. But so far, it's looking very good. Jocasta's cool. Temple Guard, like any team would be happy to have a tank like this.
Because I mean, right now there's 3, so there has to be 2 more. So who else do you put it? Oh, actually no, because it's 1 more. Because then we're going to end up getting Depa. So I mean, she's going to go into this, right? So
yeah. So it'll be Guard, Jocasta, Depa, Mace, and you've got plenty to pick from.
You do. Like,
Kit Fisto, Ki-Adi-Mundi.
True.
Luminara. I don't know. There's a lot of them out there.
Even Barris, too. I mean, she's already Relic 8, right? So, I mean, that might be, I don't know. Or maybe finally, this Luminaria, Omicron.
No, don't push it. Don't push it. I think Barris will be a really good last member on that team. I mean, Ki-Adi-Mundi would be great, but then you're breaking up a Qui-Gon team or a Keller and Beck team or something like that. So I think Barris is a little easier to slot in there. But okay, now I want to talk about something that you don't want to talk about. Grand Arena.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this last week of Grand Arena, how it treated us, how we did, how we feel just about life now that we've gone through that. How'd you do in this last round?
Well, I'm going to say that I'm going to talk about the first round of this one more because
that's fair.
I had one of those rounds, whole series, not 2, but where it wasn't in me. I had one of those things where you start off, you lose to Array, then you just kind of get one match and then you move on. And I think that was a challenge. And then I did try in the second round. I did try, and I ended up going through and getting all the characters, but then getting to ships, it was just rough. I used every single ship possible, and then it didn't work, right? So
it was a ship show.
And so then basically, and then I was in the toilet bowl, and from there they put in. I mean, they ended up going like I think it was 1826. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
God,
I'm gonna try better next time. And so then this round, I decided, all right, I'm gonna do better. I gotta be better, and ended up going through and I already did this round, so it was against Heavy Def, which interesting thing is it was more like a
floppy def.
Yeah, a floppy def, right? So it really was weird because I ended up having even Galactic Legends left over. But I will say I did use Dooku with his Kron with the, against Reva with Traya. And that was awesome. He hit like a beast. Like that was amazing. So, and he kept on assisting. So it was like really, really good. And normally I don't have the best Traya team, but it worked really well. So that felt like it was really fun. So
yeah.
And then it was kind of nice, like I said earlier, Leia was against Rey, and that just worked. And I've actually enjoyed going through and kind of having it work out pretty well. Just, I should say, like using Leia, it's a lot less to worry about. Like, you know what's going to happen most likely, and it just works. So, and then other than that, I mean, I was slicker against Mon Mothma. So at that point, like, come on, right?
That's living. That's right? Living when you get to that point, yeah.
And so I ended up going through and scoring 18-14. So again, it wasn't perfect by any means, but it was pretty good. I mean, let's see overall what kind of happened. So Heavy Def probably went through and had, and Heavy O.
Had a heavy sob.
Yeah, right? So again, I am right now my all-time, I'm 32-31. So in these rounds coming through, if you're looking at your GAC history on .gg. So, yeah, Kyber 4, I'm going to do better. I'm going to get to Kyber 3 at some point again. So
Hashtag Kyber 3 someday.
Yeah, someday. And I was looking at it, though, like, so I'm 11.5 now. Like, I have no excuses. I have all of the GLs. Like, I got all the toys, and I just don't know how to properly play with my toys just yet, but we'll do better.
Yeah.
How about for you?
I kind of had a similar roller coaster here. I mean, that's kind of the nature of Grand Arena if you're not just some kind of freakazoid that excels at these kind of things in a way that I never could. So round 1, I went up against Melise Emrys, and I knew this last week. I started kind of talking about it, where I put up 18-18, and that's a bit of a rude number to drop on a bro. And I think they kind of had one of your situations where they logged in, saw the score, and said, well, this is dumb. So on attack, I was able to take down Lord Vader with Bo-Katan.
Nice.
It was the old Lord Vader, none of the new clones. So, I saw some low-hanging fruit, and I said, you know what? Let's do this for old time's sake. Slicker beat Jabba, but barely. I had Slicker and crew left. I don't like it when it comes down to that. They had it was all Relic 8 with the Embocron, and that Embocron is not amazing, but look, I struggled. After that, it was pretty straightforward. On their turn, they only scored 199. They did 3 battles. They had time. They did 3 battles and just gave up. I've been there. 18-18. You don't want to see it. Round 2, I go up against Leon, Mr. Kennedy. And I'm looking at this roster. I'm like, hey, man, I can beat this. I can beat this. But did I? Oh, no. Oh, no. I had 2 successful attacks. And then I came across Rey. And I did not have any more successful attacks. I tried with Seer. And then I tried with Leia. And then I closed the app and had a good pout.
Love it.
I was done with it. That was about enough. Then, let's see. On defense, I did have 1 hold on defense. Qui-Gon Jinn holding against General Grievous feels kind of good. Like, that probably shouldn't have happened, but it did. Round 3, I go up against Girthalak. Sure. On attack, well, let's talk about defense first. My Rey and Sana got a hold against Seer with Maul, which I don't think's a really bad idea. Like, it's Seer, Starkiller, Malicos, Maul. Like, okay, you got some firepower there. So that felt kind of good. My Tusken Raiders got a hold against a Wampa attack and a Darth Vader attack. And then CLS hit him and only or made it out of that. Then Iden Versio came in and just handled that. But the real story here on defense was Finn the God Emperor, as I am now dubbing him, pulled not 1, not 2, not 3, but 8 holds. Finn with 8 holds. What? Wow. Yes, I have the Zoricron. Omicron, But what? So it was Sith Eternal Emperor. No. No, you don't. Gas. No. Reva. No. Aphra. Sidious. Luminara. Luminara? Enoch. Mon Mothma. No. Finally, Traya delivers. And I'm like, why didn't you try Traya first? What? Crazy. Wow. So they stalled out and they only put up 14-18. And I thought, well, that's awesome. But I failed. I had a Lord Vader on the other side. Yeah. And I tried it with Bo because I didn't look at .gg. I just knew that I think that's still a problem. No, I got absolutely wiped. And then they had Slicker on defense too. I tried it with Jedi Master Kenobi. No. Dad Bod Boba? Maybe? Nope, no. Maybe not. That was it. And Leia failed as well. So it was just a second round in a row where it was just I lost a couple battles and I'm done. So 328 to 14-18 was the final. I streamed the first match of week 1 today against Homie Kenobi. I hate to do this to a homie, but I'm 13.1 million and they are 10.1 million. And it went kind of like you think it would go. My Ahsoka did almost lose to General Grievous. Kind of crazy. But yeah, 1822. Balls in your court, homie Kenobi.
I just love that name. I mean, that's just great.
It is. It's great. And their guild is called Pizza for Life.
Oh, man.
I don't want to beat this person up.
I'm gonna.
I do want crystals, so I do what I have to. That's all awesome. Right. I think that's a pretty darn good show right there. I think we talked about what the people need to know, but we do still have to talk about what they want to know, which is, of course, who you grinded.
Yeah, I'm excited with this. It's because I am on that Lord Vader train. We went from Relic 7 to Relic 9 and got his ultimate done. So he is ready to do nothing until these clones are going to happen in a month or two. So, yeah. But hey, we're getting there. He is ready to go. Now, I did get my dirty clones did get a little bit of upgrade. My RC Scorch did go from 15 out of 30 to 22 out of 30. So that's a little bit of something, right? So I'll take that.
Yeah.
Now my Lord Vader only has 4 out of his 6, Zetas right now, but we're getting closer. I mean, I didn't realize I was so Zeta poor.
Oh, Zerdapur.
Yeah, that's even better. That's why we're better than some and worse than others. But still, looking good on that side to it. We still got a little bit. I will drop Bad Batch in a second as soon as these guys are going to be farmable, but Bad Batch is getting there. I mean, now that I'm finally not farming any type of just have to do dark side nodes or, going through and kind of saving crystals for everything else. So Omega now, she went from 8 out of 100 up to 35 out of 100. Finally able to do some refreshers on her too, so we'll get there pretty quick.
Yeah.
Batcher went from 62 out of 85 up to 23. That is backwards. So
62 out of 65.
There you go. Yep, 62 out of 65 to 23 out of 85. I mean, sometimes this game does feel like I'd get negative sometimes, but it doesn't truly happen.
Yeah.
Now, being finally done with Relic signal data there, we are actually getting to work on Hunter, so he went from 66 out of 65 up to 20 out of 65. Now, Wrecker is 8 out of 85 up to 23 out of 85. So, again, it's slow going.
These guys are all just getting started. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
And then Crosshair, 6 out of 65 up to 18 out of 65. So, again, it's definitely going to be a slow grind, but I'm ready for that team. Looking at kind of what it can be, and we know that the raid's going to come in.
It's looking good. Have you looked on .gg?
Oh yeah,
it looks like it can do some work.
Right, it really does, and it's I don't know. It is kind of exciting. We were talking a little bit before the show about when you get to the point where you have all the Galactic legends, and really all you're doing is working on the new characters.
Yeah,
honestly, it's kind of nice. Like it feels, I don't know, like. I don't have to worry too much because I'm just going to get these characters. I'm just going to move forward. But on the other side of it, too, it is weird not having something you're really working towards as like a big picture goal. So I know like Mace is coming in, but we don't have all the characters yet. So like I really still have that set. This is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. So
yeah. And just for reference, I saved that team in my squads, like loadouts. Because I'll finish them soon enough, and then they'll be a viable team for GAC. And I always label them with what teams they beat. So for them, their label line is Old Republic, because a lot of people have used them for that.
Yeah.
Zori Bliss. There's a lot of teams that can beat that, but hey, good.
So,
General Grievous, same. Reva. They smoke Reva. They smoke Balin Skull.
Wow.
The current separatists with the Datacron, like, that's a pretty good list of things, especially Balin. The fact that they can handle Balin Skull, that's nice.
That's really nice.
Now, how much of that is the Batcher Datacron or something? Like, I don't know. But still, like, off to a good start, and I look forward to that quite a lot. All right, continue. Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up because I had it here.
That's great. And I'm done.
Okay, excellent.
So
I guess that was right at the end, wasn't it?
It was perfect timing. So before we move on, I got to actually say, though, who you grinding?
Yeah, so, man, what a week. And honestly, what a day. It all happened today. My life got turned upside down. Basically, I removed a lot of stuff from my favorites and added a lot of other stuff. And let me go over the stuff that first, and then we'll get into the stupid ideas I have. So, new Bad Batch. I took Batcher from 94 out of 100 all the way up to Relic 5 because I have her Datacron, so I wanna use it. And that's like the best of the new Bad Batch group Datacrons, so I'm focused on that one. Wrecker went from 37 up to 58 out of 100. Crosshair from 24 up to 48 out of 85. My low-down dirty clones all made a little bit of progress. We had Apo go from 8 up to 23 out of 100. CX2 go from 51 up to 58 out of 100. Sneaky Boy, I'm gonna keep it going. This will be the last time I remind you that that's disguised clone trooper. From now on, it's just Sneaky Boy. It went from 59 out of 65 up to 5 out of 85. Scorch went from 39 up to 64 out of 65. Nightfall, man, it's unreal. The rewards on that. I only have the first 2 tiers that I can sim. I lucked out the very first time it came through, and with Apo alone, got 3 stars on both tiers 1 and 2. I'm hoping for lightning to strike twice on the next era battle, whatever it's going to be called, for the Mace stuff. But yeah, so that's going well. Now, what's not going well is the decisions I make. Rolo went from Relic 6 up to Relic 8. That was for operations. No regrets there. The guild needed it. I did it. I don't always do what the guild needs, but in that instance, I did. Now, the rest of them. I am really zeroing in on these territory battle teams my best case scenario teams. So I have some teams that function, but these other ones would be just a little bit better. And I'm weighing that with, like, how much do I really want to upgrade a team? So, for instance, my young Lando is Relic 5. I can do his mission if I just push him up to 6. I have no interest in a Relic 6 young Lando, but it lets me do his combat mission. And it's just a combat mission. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I do. So I'm trying to do that. Similarly, BT1, I want to take from Relic 5 up to 7 for the Relic 7 Afra mission. And I might take 000 afterwards, but I've got plans. I've been basing this somewhat off of swgohrote.com, which a lot of the research there shows, like, what team can auto this every time. And that's where I want to be. Auto every time. So BT1 from Relic 5 up to 7 is planned. Stormtrooper from Relic 3 up to Relic 5. Just trying it out on my Enoch team because I gave Enoch his Omicron. So we'll try it out. I don't know. That one's got a question mark in it. I don't know that I'm doing that. Same with Grief and Mando. From Relic 5 up to Relic 7 for the Fennec mission. Because now I've pulled Django onto my Balin team, and it kind of upset the flow there. So I don't know. We'll see. I might not mess with that either. But the one big stupid thing that I'm going to do, no one's going to talk me out of this one, is my Gungans.
Oh.
They are Relic 5. I took them to Relic 5 because that's basically where you got to get them to get Jar Jar. I'm kicking them up to at least 7, and I'm giving Tarples his Omicron.
Wow.
Because the data don't lie. ROTE website basically says, look, these guys are just going to auto anything in territory battles if you give him his Omicron. And if that's true, then I want to bump him up to at least Relic 7 and get 2 combat missions just free.
Yeah.
Well, 3, I'm sorry, combat missions just free every single territory battle. And as we progress as a guild and get up to, like, the Relic 8 stuff, that stuff's hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so you have to have elite teams. It's not like you're going to take your CLS in there and wreck some skulls. No. It has to be the team to do it. And I think long-term, Gungans with Tarples Omicron is what it's going to take.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it. As far as Zetas, we gave Jocasta her second Zeta. She needs one more. And I gave CX2 his second Zeta, so he's done. Omicrons, like I said, I gave Enoch his, and I gave and Tarples is up next. After that, I'm considering Kyle Katarn as well, because he can work on a Saw team or a Jedi team, and in territory battles, that's pretty spicy. I like that. I've, for the most part, ignored territory battle Omicrons outside of Marak. I did his because I just don't want to be that idiot that is too lazy. I shouldn't say idiot, but, you know, that guy that's too lazy to remod, and so the guild gets one less shard every time, you know? I thought I had the resources, let's just do it, whatever. Again, I make a lot of bad decisions, but I try to make a few good ones, too. And then Datacrons. I don't have a lot. I did manage to get... Did I get anything else new? I got the Dooku Datacron. I had to re-roll a little bit here and there to pull it off. Oh, yeah. I got the Dooku one, and I got another Separatist one. I got a Watt one that...
Oh, yeah.
I thought, maybe, because you can use that with Sidious, or with Sith Eternal Emperor, and maybe that's a thing. Or he's pretty plug and play, so who knows? that's all we got for you this week. May not be the best advice, but at least we didn't recommend you wait till the Naboo raid is almost over and then relic up your Gungans. If you want to continue the conversation, join our Discord server linked in the show description. Become a real live Jawa by supporting us on Patreon and share your thoughts by leaving us a podcast review. Big thanks also go out to Pabuapa and swgoh.gg and swgohevents.com for providing all the hard data we misinterpret weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Force and RNG be with you.